beginning, man. You tell us about your background, where you come from.
Yeah, I came from, it was rough. I came from, I grew up on 17th in Cleveland. My grandma bought a house because we from Alabama, Anniston, Alabama. But my grandma moved down here for work. So, and then like part of the family followed her. So, you know what I mean? So then that's how we ended up down here. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Like I grew up on the number streets. Like we was unfortunate, you know what I mean? Like we moving, bro. Like we really like moving, bro. Like not even a year, bro. I lived on almost every number street you could think of, bro. I lived in that area on streets that wasn't even number streets, bro. Like, yeah, I lived on 13th, I lived on 17th, I lived on 18th, bro. Like I lived on Bar, like I lived everywhere out there. So I just grew up in that area, bro. You already know, bro, that area. That's a rough area,
for
bro.
sure.
Yeah, it's rough now.
Yeah.
Like, I tell him all the time, I take him out there, I show it to him, let him see it, but I'm like, this ain't what you really want, bro. So that's why coming up out there, I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want my kids growing up in that. Ain't nothing against it, you know what I mean? And, people are fortunate they grow up in that, but at the same time, I didn't want that for my family, and I knew that coming up, because I'm like, at the end of the day, I like this shit, but I always had something in the back of my mind to tell me, like, this shit fucked up, for real. Like, this ain't right. This ain't right. But then, you know, I had, like, cousins that was fortunate. They lived out there, too, but they got on Jordans. And I'm like, damn, how y'all get that? I want that. Like, how y'all get... His mom went to work. I see his mom go to work, so that's when I start catching on. I'm like, oh, he gotta go work. So I'm like, they living better than us because their mom go to work. You know what I mean? My mom, she worked jobs here and there, and she worked when she had to. She probably got tired of moving for real, because when she got jobs, like when she got a job and kept a job, I noticed we quit moving, and she ended up buying a house, and we lived on Cassidy. Over there, number streets again. It's still the number streets, but it's a different area. So I was like, I can adapt to this. I'm used to the number streets. Like,
But so, man, so you said, you know, at a young age, SWAT hit your crib. I think you said that around 8 years old. How was that? How a traumatic experience like that? How can that affect you growing up? And you know, how did you move on from that situation?
you know, it's crazy, bro. I'm glad he's sitting here. He probably like, man, what the fuck? Like he don't even know that, bro. So I know he probably like, I don't want my kids to, I tell them, but I don't tell them everything, but I knew we was going to be over here. So I'm like, I'll tell bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but it was wild, man. Like, so I'm young. We live in the Capitol Park. So, like, things went on, you know what I mean? Like, involved in things. But I'm young. I don't really know what's going on, you know what I mean? So, I see it now, like, it was things going on that shouldn't have been going on. So, you know, I'm in the bed sleep. I'm like 8 years old. It's time to go to bed. I hear boom, boom. I'm like, well, you know what I'm saying? What the fuck? I jump up out the bed, you know. They coming up the stairs. They got the guns, flashlights. Don't move, don't move. Show us where it's at. Show you what? I don't know nothing. But like, seeing that as a young age, man, I knew I ain't want that. So the things that was going on, I'm like, I ain't doing that shit. I went to breaking my door down, busting my windows, man. And like, you know what I mean? So it changed me. So I saw a lot of things growing up that I knew wasn't right, and I knew I didn't want for me and my family. So I stayed away from it.
Yeah, bro. But, you know, to go back from what we talked about, you know, just briefly before, you saying you getting no messages and them calls, and even from people, because, you know, we ain't blood, but we family, you know.
Yeah,
so I know,
sure.
you know,
so I love you real too,
yeah.
bro.
So you know, I know some of your stories. So just to, you know, be able to see you doing the things that you doing, knowing what you come from, really knowing you come from them number streets, and knowing your, you know, your family and everybody like that, bro. It's nothing but, you know, love, and super honorable, and again, very inspiring to even be in your presence right now. And you're doing such great things, having a son, raising, you know, two girls, I believe, two girls, having a wife, man. So just super thankful.
Yeah, I mean, I think, and even what you were saying, like, you grew up and it's things that you didn't want him to be exposed to, or you haven't even talked to him about. And I think that's kind of honorable too, to be sitting here and he's learning about his father.
Yeah,
while
like this history right now, for real.
Seriously, because when we were talking about me and my sister-in-law, we were talking about how desensitized we can be to our upbringing. Because just like you got a story about Swahili in your house, I got stories about that too, right? You know what I'm saying? And she was talking, she was like, y'all, so she was saying me and her husband remind each other of her or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
And she was just saying, like, you know, I think oftentimes y'all be so desensitized, you know, situation occur, y'all like, oh, and it's not ringing. Cause like for me, like something like that, I got desensitized to that growing up. I was around it. I was in the hood. So I understand. Yeah. And one of the key things that you said was that you was around a lot of things that you didn't want to be like, or that you didn't want. So that's when you start making those decisions in your mind. Yeah. And I think a lot of kids and youth right now, if you watching, that's something to think about. Like your circumstances and where you come from, they don't have to be your future, you know what I'm saying? And you can be around things and you will see like, this is not what I want. Cause I didn't have role models. No. So you just had a lot of people and things around you where you like, I just know I don't want that. I know I don't want that. I know I don't want that. So I know that eventually whenever I do my thing, it ain't gonna be like that. So I think that's super honorable too, because I relate in that way. Like I was around a lot that I was like, yeah, it's over for that.